Tonight, heartbreak from the mother of a 3-year-old girl who was fatally hit while walking in Cambridge. We hear her story after police announced the driver of the vehicle is facing charges. Plus, Canadian comedy icon Katherine O'Hara has died at age 71. More on the Emmy Award winner's life and legacy. And uncover a world of flavor right at home. We're cooking up the ultimate destinations with Emily Richards. CTV News at 5 starts right now. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We're hearing tonight from the mother of a 3-year-old girl struck and killed in Cambridge last month. Yesterday, Waterloo Regional Police announced charges have been laid against the driver of the vehicle that hit her. CTV's Krista Simpson joins us with more on this tonight. Krista.
Leanne, this happened on December 11th in the area of Westgate Plaza along Cedar Street in Cambridge. Cheyenne Shea says she and her daughter were on the sidewalk crossing the area where vehicles enter and exit the plaza. She says other drivers saw them and waved them on, but one driver, who she says was pulling out of the plaza, did not, hitting them and continuing to drive even as Shea says she hit the vehicle and yelled for the driver to stop. Her daughter died in hospital. Yesterday, Waterloo Regional Police announced a 75-year-old Cambridge man has been charged with dangerous operation causing death, which is a criminal charge, as well as obstructed windshield contrary to the Highway Traffic Act. Shea says waiting 7 weeks for charges to be laid has been hard.
Extremely difficult. The sense of like there's no closure, and that he's just kind of been able to go about living and existing, and I feel like my whole life is gone has been the biggest blow.
The charges have yet to be tested in court. The driver is scheduled to make an appearance in April. Leanne.
Okay, Krista, thank you for this. CTV's Krista Simpson joining us live. The first overnight warming center opened in Stratford this winter, and so far it's been extremely useful for those seeking shelter from the cold. Staff and organizers say after initially seeing 10 to 15 people each night, the number has jumped to around 25 nightly visitors as the cold weather becomes a bit more extreme. The facility has no beds and is not technically a shelter space, but it is somewhere to keep people from sleeping outside in the harsh conditions.
A lot of individuals that we support would access the emergency room or would be spending time maybe in areas of the city that aren't appropriate or aren't habitable in order to try and keep themselves safe and warm overnight. So I think that I can confidently say that the ER is likely seeing far fewer people overnight.
The warming center is open from 7 at night until 7 in the morning, and during the day it doubles as the connection center with outreach workers and other supports. A Kitchener homeowner is upset because he has to pay up after the city sent a snow removal crew to clear his sidewalk. Brian Sandu says that's despite the fact that he uses his snowblower regularly and nobody else's sidewalk is any clearer. He lives on a corner lot and says he received a warning from the city earlier this month, so he made an effort to remove even more snow. But because it has snowed so much and has been so cold, he says it's near impossible to remove everything down to the pavement. And crews arrived yesterday.
I was kind of at a loss. I was like, well, if you look around, like, why are you at my house specifically when my sidewalks actually look better than the road itself, which the city is responsible for?
CTV's Spencer Turcotte will bring us more tonight at 6 with concerns from the resident. And we'll take this time to take a look at the forecast with CTV's Ashley Bacon. Happy Friday, my friend.
We made it.
We made it.
Another week down. That much closer to spring.
Yeah, we're just waiting away.
A little bit. I mean, look, I don't hate winter. I think it might come across that I'm not a big fan, but...
hey, we're having more fun now that we're getting outside trying winter sports.
I mean, this Getting in the Game segment has been a really, really good way to actually get out and enjoy winter and do some stuff that we wouldn't normally do. And, you know, it's sunny out now.
Yeah,
so,
it is. It's
as long
nice
as
to
the
see
sun's out,
the
I'm pretty
sunshine.
good, right? Okay, let's take a look at what we're looking at outside right now. Or rather, let's look at our extreme temperatures first. We still have a extreme cold warning for this evening in Kitchener-Waterloo, London, Brantford, Toronto, and up north as well. We're looking at wind chill values between near minus 25 and minus 30. That's expected to last into Saturday morning. Now, Waterloo region right now, we're sitting at minus 12, but feeling much cooler than that with the wind chill. Wind, however, only at 19 kilometers an hour, so not too windy. Let's take a look outside at Galt this hour, and you can see there is a little bit of snow, a little bit of weather. It's going to be a cold one for the next few days, but the good news is we're not expecting a lot of snowfall. Some flurry activity, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, the sun made it a little bit deceiving out there today because it was certainly a bitter one. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll tell you what you need to know. Kick off the weekend at Cafe Clementina in Kitchener's open mic night tonight. The event runs from 8 until 10 p.m. You can get tickets ahead of time online. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news.
It is Friday, and always a happy Friday when I get to see my friend Emily Richards. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited for this one because we're kind of doing travel without leaving our own homes. We're bringing the world into our kitchen. If you're like me, you probably like to hunker down on some of these winter weekends, but it doesn't mean you don't have to be able to eat around the world and try other cuisines.
And try different flavors. This is a great time, you know, especially if you want to bring some friends over and get together. It's cold outside, but it doesn't have to be cold in the kitchen. We're bringing up the heat and the flavor, traveling around the world in the kitchen.
I love it. Okay, where are we going today?
So we are going to visit Lebanon and make some shawarma. So something that everybody tends to, you know, go out to eat, but you can make it very easily at home. And we're using, this is a beef top sirloin. So I like to refer to it as a budget cut. So it has a little bit of a lesser amount of money that you're paying for, but big beef flavor, which is really, really nice. So I've thinly sliced it, and we're gonna add our seasoning. This is shawarma spice. Now, if you don't have that, you can make your own with a mixture of spices, but luckily, grocery stores tend to have everything we need now.
Keep it easy.
Exactly, a little bit of salt, and we are gonna add a touch of garlic as well. So I've grated the garlic so it's nice and smooth. It'll get absorbed into the meat really well. Okay. And then a little bit of oil and white vinegar. That white vinegar is going to help kind of break down the protein a little bit so that all those flavors go in. And what I love about this recipe, Leanne, is that you don't have to wait to cook this. It doesn't need to marinate. I love that. So oftentimes when you're using budget cuts of beef, you want to let them marinate for flavor. But here, this top sirloin has a really nice tenderness to it. So we're really just adding all this flavor to the beef, and it will cook up really nicely.
Okay, look at that. We've got it almost mixed up there.
So over
to our pan.
I brought my cast iron skillet because this is a great way to kind of get that sizzle, nice high heat, and to cook it fairly quickly. So because it's cut so thin, you can put the whole amount in there.
Yeah, you can kind of get an idea for just how thin that is there.
Exactly, and then cutting it across the grain will help create that nice tenderness in the beef as well. And so I've given you half the meat because I've already cooked half, and that's a great way. Here, use these bigger ones.
Like, woo! We're turning up the heat.
We are really. And so by cooking half of the batch at a time, you're going to get that nice browning happening. You're going to get that nice caramelization on the outside, and for sure the searing of the flavor in the meat, which is really, really nice.
Okay, now I don't know if I did that right, but I just threw it all in there.
No, that's perfect. That's totally perfect, and you can kind of separate it around a little bit. So you're looking at a good kind of medium-high heat, which will get us that nice golden brown color, which is lovely. And you can let it sit for a bit, just like that.
I get back up.
Meanwhile, I'm like right on top of it.
You're like, just get in there, Leanne. No, it's looking good. We're hearing the sizzle.
Yes, definitely the hearing the sizzle. So let that sit for a bit, and it's going to brown, and then we're going to come back and just kind of flip it over. But I also wanted to go to the Philippines today and bring you a dish that I've had at many friends' house, and this is called kare kare. So this is beef that's been simmered in a peanut sauce. So it has onions and garlic and a little bit of broth, but the main component is peanut butter. And it just, if you love peanut satays and that type of flavor, this is absolutely wonderful. And I
think I would love this one.
This kind of sits on the stovetop for a few hours, simmers away, and the house smells amazing. And then all you need is a little bit of rice. Here, I'll hold that bowl, bring it on over, and then I'll get you to put some more on. Because this is great with garlic rice. And then you can also, because there's so much sauce in here, you can actually add a little bit more veggies to it if you wanted. So eggplant or cabbage would be lovely in here. And then you have a wonderful whole meal. And then I always love to garnish this with a little bit of chopped peanuts. So I'll bring this back here for you. And
I wish everyone could smell this.
It's so amazing in here.
Flavor, it's just,
it is. It's fabulous. And the meat kind of just falls apart after simmering for about 3 hours, and it's just wonderful. Very luscious and rich. And it definitely feeds a crowd.
Is this, Emily?
So this one is, again, that budget cut. So you can use a blade roast here, or you could use a chuck flap. So kind of go to that section outside of the steaks, and you're going to find a little bit more opportunity cuts there for you. And they have big beef flavor.
Okay, amazing. Now we'll go back to our first dish and finish it off.
Yep, so you can see it's nice and brown. You want a little hint of pink in there, okay? And then I love serving up my shawarma with some fried potatoes, and then a little bit of salad, just a tomato, cucumber, and red onion salad. And then, of course, that tahini garlic sauce that everybody loves.
Look how fresh and delicious that
And
is,
then
too.
just serve this up. This is great, you know, family meal, friend meal. And I just love the aroma that it brings into the house and the kitchen, and you're going to have so much fun.
And you know what's great, too? You can do the potatoes, you could put it in a wrap, you could do... the opportunities are endless with it.
Exactly. And if you don't want to do it in a pan, guess what? Air fryer.
Perfect. Gotta try it. Let me see here. So this is our garlic tahini sauce.
That's the garlic tahini sauce, yeah.
Okay.
Grab yourself a piece of beef.
This is gonna be hot.
And it will be hot, so be careful. So while you're eating it, I'll let everybody know they can get the recipes at thinkbeef.ca, and they can find not only these global recipes, but so much more. So if you want to take a trip in your kitchen, check it out.
Do it. You won't regret it. Delicious. Emily, thank you.
Thanks, Leanne.
You can say our newsroom also approved of those recipes. All right, we'll take a break, but tell you what you need to know. Taking some OHL hockey tonight at the Odd. The Kitchener Rangers facing off against the Windsor Spitfires. Puck drop, 7 p.m. Grab your tickets online or at the box office ahead of time. Okay, we've been talking about how it's been a bit of a relentless winter thus far.
Yes.
Today, though, I noticed a lot of people talking about the extreme cold and just how bitter it was outside.
The good news is we're almost out of it. The bad news is we've got to get through this weekend first. So and I mean, winter's not over. We still have a few weeks to go, of course, and it's going to be cold and we're going to get more snow, but until then, we just got to bundle up and try to take the sunny days as we can get them. Let's take a look at Galt this afternoon. We can see the beautiful Grand River there, and it is a cold one, but not too cold to sit on a bench, go for a walk. You just got to dress for the part. I mean, it certainly is a nice afternoon for a walk that's not too windy, but those temperatures are expected to continue to drop throughout the evening and overnight as well. If we take a look at our alerts board, Environment Canada extending an extreme cold warning into tonight and tomorrow morning. Wind chill values near -25 to -30. Of course, that can develop frostbite very quickly in those types of conditions. So if you're headed out, make sure you do take care. Looking at our futurecast, there's a band of precipitation that's kind of concentrated through Mount Forest area and towards Kitchener-Waterloo. We're expecting a little bit of flurry activity, but no real snow accumulation overnight. That's going to continue before clearing through by Saturday very early morning, and by Saturday morning afternoon, we're going to start to get some sunshine, some clear skies. We're shaping up to have a nice, bright, sunny weekend ahead, which is good news for all. Looking at temperatures across the country, starting on the west coast, it's a balmy 10 degrees in Victoria right now. Across the mountain range there, we're looking at 2 in Edmonton, 8 in Calgary. Looking at Saskatoon, -6, and Thompson, -17 this hour. So very cold conditions through the prairie provinces as we come a little closer to our region. Montreal is sitting at -18, Quebec City at -15. On the east coast, St. John's is at -7 and Fredericton at -11 this hour. Here in Kitchener-Waterloo, we're looking at -13 as our current conditions, but feeling a little colder than that with the wind chill at -20 degrees. So still going to need to bundle up tonight as temperatures take an even further dive. We're looking at an overnight low of -20, feeling closer to -27 with that wind chill. Tomorrow is still going to be rather cold. A daytime high of just -12, mainly cloudy, but again, we'll see that sunshine start to peek through as those early morning hours drift into the afternoon. Sun setting now after 5:30 rather. It's 5:31 p.m. So we're getting a little bit more daylight, which is great news. Back in 2013, we hit a record of 13.5 degrees. Not bad. First at 5 in Waterloo region. It's going to be, as I mentioned, a relatively sunny weekend, a high of just -8 on Sunday. By Monday, temperatures rebounding a little bit, a -7 with a chance for snow and flurries to start your Tuesday with a high of -5. Leanne.
Okay, Ashley, thanks very much. We have some sad news from the entertainment world to share with you tonight. Canadian comedy icon Katherine O'Hara has died at the age of 71.
You'll find comfort and safety at the partially renovated Rosebud Motel.
O'Hara, who was born in Toronto, was best known for her roles in the TV series Schitt's Creek, as well as films like Home Alone and Beetlejuice. Most recently, she was nominated for an Emmy for her role in Seth Rogen's Apple TV series The Studio. We'll have more on O'Hara's life and legacy tonight at 6. Two of the stars of the hit show Heated Rivalry rubbed shoulders with the Prime Minister in Ottawa last night. Hudson Williams and Sophie Nélisse were joined by Prime Minister Mark Carney on the red carpet for an industry event. It's part of Primetime, an annual conference organized by the Canadian Media Producers Association.
In the end, this is a show that only could be made with Canada, with Canadian talent, Canadian writers, you know, a little help from Canadian funding, and a story that reflects the best of Canada. I mean, hockey, diversity, celebrating who we are, loving whom we want to love. I mean, it means the world, and obviously it's fantastic that it's successful, but I think the fundamental thing that it got made, and it got made in Canada.
Carney was also given a Team Canada fleece jacket that was worn by Williams or his character Shane Hollander on Heated Rivalry. And still ahead on CTV News at 5, pet owners feeling the pinch. Food prices climb for not only us, but also for our furry friends. We'll have more on the data and the driving force behind the spike next. Before you go to break, we'll tell you what you need to know. The KW Titans in action this weekend, tipping off against the Lake Erie Jackals at 3 p.m. on Sunday. You can grab tickets for the basketball game online ahead of time. Welcome back as we take a look at tonight's digital dive. A Brantford Bulldogs player has been suspended for 6 games. Ryder Bolton received the suspension after a game in Sudbury on January 23rd. You can find out why on our website. Scan the QR code, download the CTV News app, or go to ctvnewskitchener.ca. And here's our final 5 stories we're keeping an eye on. Canada's ban on single-use plastics will remain in place. The Federal Court of Appeal has overturned a lower court decision. In 2023, that lower court ruled Ottawa overstepped in designating all plastic manufactured items as toxic. The government would then later ban the manufacture and importing of 6 types of single-use plastics. But today, a 3-judge panel in the appeals court ruled that Ottawa's decision to designate all plastic items as toxic was reasonable. Minute Maid frozen juice concentrate, once a staple in many Canadian homes, will soon be no more. The frozen cans, when mixed with water, would make fruit juice. Parent company Coca-Cola says it is exiting the frozen can category entirely in Canada, and that the decision was made in response to shifting consumer preferences. The cans will be discontinued in the first quarter of this year. Porter Airlines is changing up its route map as the island airport prepares for more flights south of the border. The airline's summer schedule includes a flight to Nashville from Billy Bishop. The officials say the route will benefit from a new pre-clearance facility at the island airport. Air Canada will also launch its first U.S. routes from the travel hub once it becomes possible for travelers to go through those border checks before takeoff. Some pet owners are feeling the pinch when it comes to purchasing pet food. According to the Agri-Food Analytics Lab, pet food prices have climbed 25% to 30% since 2020. Experts say the forces driving those prices are similar to what we see in grocery stores.
Labor, energy, packaging, regulations, carbon pricing. I mean, there's lots going on there, and there are very similar challenges for pet food manufacturers versus human food manufacturers. And sometimes, actually, it's the same company.
At 6, CTV's Alexandra Hollick will check in with the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society, who say more and more people are relying on other resources in order to feed their pets. Okay, finally for us, the Waterloo Regional Police Service proudly welcoming its newest officers to the force this afternoon. The badge ceremony, where 18 new constables were officially sworn in, was held at the YMCA of Three Rivers in Waterloo.
I've seen my family in uniform when I was a child. I grew up around military professionals. My grandfather was in army, so this was always near and dear to my heart. So the uniform have like immense respect in my heart, so I always wanted to achieve that for myself.
It's a really proud day for our organization and our community to welcome them as they take this final step before they head to the road and serve our community as full-fledged police officers.
Before joining the force, members of Class 121 studied, worked, and volunteered in a variety of different fields, including emergency services, healthcare, education, corrections, and information technology, just to name a few. Fantastic stuff, and congratulations to all involved today. A very big day there, of course. All right, that's it for us. We're back at the top of the hour with your next local news. For now, over to CTV National. Have a good night and a great weekend.